You've been afraid of the wrong things. Sharks, snakes, lightning strikes, plane crashes. The things humans instinctively fear are almost never the things that actually kill us. We are remarkably bad at calculating real danger, and nowhere on this planet proves that more clearly than the place covering 71% of its surface, the ocean. Not the edge of it, not the beach, the actual ocean, the deep, open, lightless water that sits below the surface and stretches down for kilometers in every direction. The place where pressure builds until steel bends, where temperature drops until biological processes stop, where darkness is so complete that light has never once touched the seafloor in most of the places humans have mapped. We have better maps of the surface of Mars than we do of our own ocean floor. We sent humans to the moon before we explored the deepest point on our own planet. The Mariana Trench, the deepest known point on Earth, sits nearly 11 kilometers below the surface. If you dropped Mount Everest into it, the peak would still be more than a kilometer underwater. We have visited that point exactly 3 times in human history. 3. Meanwhile, over 4,000 people have summited Everest. So what's actually down there? At the surface, the ocean looks familiar. Waves, light, fish you recognize. But descend just 200 meters, roughly the height of a 20-story building, and sunlight disappears completely. Everything below that line lives in permanent darkness. No photosynthesis, no plant life as we understand it. Just creatures that evolved in conditions so extreme they look like something a human mind invented for a nightmare. Go deeper. At 1,000 meters, the pressure is 100 times what you feel at the surface. A human body at that depth without protection would not drown. It would compress. The air spaces in your lungs, your sinuses, your ears, they would collapse inward in milliseconds. The ocean at that depth doesn't kill you the way water kills you at the surface. It kills you the way a machine does, efficiently. At 4,000 meters, the temperature hovers just above freezing, permanently. The creatures living here have never experienced warmth. They have evolved around hydrothermal vents, cracks in the ocean floor that release superheated water at over 400 degrees Celsius. Boiling water in a freezing ocean surrounded by total darkness, and life still finds a way to exist there. Entire ecosystems built around heat and chemistry instead of sunlight and photosynthesis. Life that has never needed the sun, not once. This matters more than it sounds, because those hydrothermal vent ecosystems changed everything scientists thought they knew about where life can exist. If life can survive here, in crushing pressure, total darkness, near freezing temperatures, with no sunlight whatsoever, then the rules about where life is possible just got rewritten. Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, has a liquid ocean beneath its frozen surface. Enceladus, one of Saturn's moons, is actively venting water into space. The conditions at the bottom of our ocean and the conditions on those moons are not that different. The most alien life forms we will ever discover might not be in another galaxy. They might be 2 kilometers below the surface of our own planet. But here's what makes the ocean truly dangerous. Not the pressure, not the darkness, not the creatures. It's the scale. The ocean contains 97% of all water on Earth. It produces over 50% of the oxygen you are breathing right now, more than all the forests combined. It absorbs 90% of the excess heat generated by climate change. It drives the weather systems that determine whether your city gets rain or drought. It regulates the temperature of every landmass on Earth. Remove the ocean, and the surface temperature of this planet swings by over 40 degrees in either direction within decades. The ocean is not a feature of this planet. The ocean is the life support system of this planet, and we have spent the last 2 centuries treating it like a drain. 90% of large fish populations have collapsed since industrial fishing began. 8 million tons of plastic enter the ocean every year. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is now 3 times the size of France. Ocean acidification, caused by the ocean absorbing our carbon dioxide, is dissolving the shells of creatures at the base of the food chain. Remove those creatures and the entire marine food web collapses from the bottom up. The deep ocean isn't just dangerous because of what it contains, it's dangerous because of what it does, and what happens to everything on land if it stops doing it. We know more about the behavior of distant stars than we know about the creatures living in our own ocean. We have explored less than 20% of it. The other 80% is as unknown to us as the surface of an alien planet. Whatever is down there, whatever ecosystems, whatever chemistry, whatever life forms evolved over millions of years in the dark, we are changing those conditions before we have ever seen what we are changing. We are editing a book we have never read. The most dangerous place on Earth isn't the top of a mountain. It isn't a jungle. It isn't desert. It isn't anywhere that feels hostile when you stand in it. It's the place that feels the furthest away. The quiet dark below the surface, holding everything together, running every system that keeps this planet alive, while we look up at the stars and forget it's there. The ocean doesn't need us, but we need it, far more than we have ever understood.